Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm not camping outside a store for Black Friday or any Friday.
We're with Kat. That's why our Ace Black Friday sale lasts all day. Just print out our online coupon, bring it in, and save 50% on an item under $30.
Ace is the place with Black Friday offers all day. Go ahead and sleep in.
Print out our coupon at acehardware.com and stop by Ace this Friday for 50% off one regular priced item under $30. Offer valid on November 25th only at participating stores. Limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon.
Comes to town.
Bernie and Sid. Live, local, on at 77 WABC.
What about the fact that Uma Abedin, who knows every single thing about Hillary Clinton, she knows more about Hillary than Hillary knows, and she's married to a pervert sleaze named Anthony Weiner, who will send anything that he has out over Twitter or any other form of getting it out. I mean, she's married to Anthony Weiner. She knows everything that Hillary Clinton is doing, and she's married to a guy that has no control over himself.
Back on the Bernie and Sid show on 77 WABC. That was Donald Trump a long time ago. Don Trumpstradamus. How about that?
I don't know. I'm not going to miss these calls. I'm just going to be honest with you. 8 days from now, I'll be happy they're done. But we got 8 days, so keep them coming.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know who's on the line with us right now?
Who's that?
A genuine American hero.
New York hero, too, let's not forget.
That's right.
To keep it close to home.
Former FBI Assistant Director James Kallstrom is on the line with us. Good morning, Mr. Kallstrom.
Well, I don't know about that hero stuff, Bernard. You know, anything that ever happens for good is because a big team did it together.
Spoken like a true hero, I might say. And, well, listen, thank you for appearing with us, Mr. Kallstrom. And, yes, we're obviously the big news, James Comey, FBI Director, dropped that bombshell. And it turns out that it was the result, it originated with that investigation into Anthony Weiner. And we found out that it was Preet Bharara who was investigating Anthony Weiner. Preet Bharara, the giant slayer here in New York. Do you know anything about Mr. Bharara's involvement in this case?
Well, he's a U.S. attorney. I mean, the investigation is being conducted by the New York office of the FBI, which I had the honor of being in charge of for a number of years. But that's where the case is actually held, and those agents are doing the investigation. And they're the ones that brought it to the attention of the director. Bernard, I don't know what's on there. I mean, I'm hearing 70,000 emails, but I think there's something really big on there, and I think it's something different than what we're used to with this criminal cabal. You know, we call it the Clinton Foundation and Hillary Clinton.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim, this is Sid. There better be, because I'm not a Trump guy, and I like Jim Comey, but you know what the critics are saying today. First of all, it may even be illegal what he did. At the very least, he went around Loretta Lynch and the Justice Department, and they're saying, hey, listen, this guy blew it back in July, so to save some face for his buddies at the FBI, he's doing this now, and really he's got nothing out there. Those are the criticisms. Are you buying any of those?
No, I understand the criticisms, and I think it could have been done a different way. But, hey, you know, when evidence is presented, you know, you investigate. The FBI is there to protect the people of the United States, not the Democrat Party, not the Republican Party. This, in my view, has nothing to do with politics. You've got a corrupt criminal organization that the Justice Department took a buy on. They left top-secret documents on the table. They left obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, perjury, conspiracy, violations of the Federal Records Act. I mean, so Comey sees something of magnitude. You know, he made this stew for himself that doesn't taste very good. You know, the investigation was basically a hollow investigation. No grand jury, no subpoenas, no search warrants, no nothing. And they left all this evidence on the table. So now he gets presented with something that I believe is a little bit different than what's normal, although there'll be a lot of the normal stuff on there. And he's between a rock and a hard place.
So,
if it was me, of course, I don't think I'd ever be in that position, but someone else in the position might have just gone up to the Judiciary Committee chairman and told them about it. But I don't know why he chose to write the letter.
Well, but going back to what I just said to you, Jim, is there any chance that he can, in fact, be taken up? Is there anything criminal about what Jim Comey did?
I'm not a lawyer, but I don't think so. You know, I love these hypocrites like Harry Reid. Here's Harry Reid, who gets in the well of the Senate and talks about the fact that Romney never paid any taxes for 10 years, and some outrageous comment he made. And then after the election's over and he lost, he kind of smiled and said, well, that wasn't true, but it worked. I mean, what a scum.
Yeah, he really is a lowlife, that guy. And I mean, he wears
terrible lowlife. He used to be an amateur boxer, and I think it's a bunch of jelly up there.
He got beat up over New Year's for a reason. I don't know what it was, but it was for something probably justified. But listen, I would say this: there's two things with this Clinton email stuff. One of them, James Kallstrom, former director of the FBI here in New York. You have the email scandal itself, the compromising of classified information, and also the State Department. She sold out the State Department. The Clintons, again, with the Clinton Global Foundation, they make the Sopranos look like the Huxtables, as I said earlier this morning. But my question to you is this: why do you think James Comey didn't do this investigation the way he should, with a grand jury and subpoenas, et cetera, et cetera? Why do you think he kind of let it go?
Guys, I mean, the only explanation, I can't get into his head. I used to think he was a real honorable guy. But the reality is he folded like a cheap camera. And, he conducted a hollow investigation in which, the naivete to think that would ever, not be uncovered, that it was a bunch of basically BS, is just preposterous. The FBI agents in Washington and elsewhere throughout the whole country, the retired guys, they're furious. It's a boiling cauldron down there. And that's not what the FBI does, and it's not political.
The fact that
it's right and wrong.
It should be anyway, but the fact that the Attorney General met with Bill Clinton on a tarmac, which was supposed to be, they wanted it to be kept secret. It was exposed, and then 4 days later he makes the decision. It really stinks to high heaven.
But now the government down there is totally corrupt. I mean, it's just out of control. It's a cesspool, and it needs to be cleaned out. And that's on both sides of the aisle. The Republicans aren't a whole lot better.
Do you agree, though, that now, because he did the type of investigation, Jim, that you're talking about, which was not very detailed and not very good, and now all of a sudden he comes out and folks who have voted for Hillary say, oh, he's under pressure from his buddy, so he had to do something. Do you agree that either way, Jim Comey, so many people, like you said, we used to think he was honorable. We used to think that was the case. Do you agree that right now his credibility is somewhat shot? Either way here, good and or bad, he comes out looking bad in this situation.
I think there's no question about that. And, I feel a little bit for the guy because he's dealing with, he's dealing with people that are basically just crooked. And then, he didn't have the intestinal fortitude to stand up and resign if they didn't want to have a grand jury, or stand up and tell the American people, look, we want to investigate this, but we can't because the Attorney General won't allow a grand jury. And walk away. I mean, come on.
Right.
This is all BS.
But if you, in fact, and you did work with the FBI for many years, James, and did tremendous work, if, in fact, you were in Jim Comey's position, I'm talking back in July, forget about this new batch of emails, because I don't believe there's anything there, but if back in July, when you already went through all this stuff, would you at that point recommend prosecution for Hillary Clinton?
I wouldn't be in his shoes. That's not my answer. I would have conducted a thorough investigation to begin with. And if the Department of Justice, which is corrupt in my view, not everybody, but the leadership, if they wouldn't allow a good investigation, I would have resigned. And that was the proper thing to do. So, I mean, you can't make a soup that tastes like crap and then put some new ingredients in it and have it taste wonderful.
No. Right. You can't do. Now, in addition to your point that everything is corrupt down there, Bill Clinton staining Loretta Lynch's reputation by forcing that meeting on the tarmac. Hillary also promised Loretta Lynch she could keep her job, wink, wink, if, of course, they make the right decision.
Well, Loretta, who I know, I always liked her, but she's a weak person. She should have declined that thing. I mean, anybody with any common sense would have declined that meeting. It was BS.
Right, but
it was outrageous.
It really was, but I'm sure it was Bill Clinton, so she was and who appointed her to her position as the U.S. attorney in Brooklyn. So you can understand maybe she was intimidated in the moment. Looking back, she might have said no. But
you can't be intimidated if you're the Attorney General of the United States.
True. Okay, no, I agree with that. But here, so you say that you think there's something big coming. What do you think it is? Maybe that Anthony Weiner was blackmailing Uma because he knew stuff, he stole stuff from her?
But Don, I don't really know. I'm just saying, I don't think it's like all the stuff they left on the table already. I mean, what would be bigger than the stuff they left on the table?
True.
Top secret code word documents in World War II got you a firing squad.
Right.
And today, it should put you in Leavenworth for the rest of your life. I mean, what could be more important than that? So I'm guessing. I don't know. I have no idea. No one's told me anything, and I haven't asked. But I think it's something different. And knowing Anthony Weiner, who's such a scumbag, and a lowlife, who the hell knows what it would be? But apparently, he had access to all that stuff. And,
Right.
there's numerous pictures of him looking over her shoulder while he's typing, and who knows what the hell.
So then let me ask you this.
I bet there's a good amount of sleeves on there, too.
Right. So, Jim, then answer this for me. If, in fact, you've got something, and it's something like you're talking about, or we're hypothesizing here, and you're Jim Comey, and you're coming under fire today from both Democrats and Republicans for reopening this for the most part and not giving us any reasons why wouldn't you come out today and say, here's what I got. Give us something.
Hey, if there's 70,000 emails, and I don't even know if they have the right authority yet to look at all those things, quite frankly. I mean,
Now listen,
Comey's not going to release this stuff. You don't release
that
criminal investigation.
Hillary Clinton failed the bar exam in Washington D.C. A lot of people don't know that, and she's displaying her ignorance of the law when she demands that
Hillary Clinton got fired from the Watergate Commission for lying.
Right, and then she failed the bar exam and moved to Arkansas.
Here's the coup de grace. She went to Andrews Air Force Base, and she looked in the eyes of the parents, and the 4 coffins were like 50 feet away, one of which was the son of a dear, dear friend of mine. And I knew him when he was a little boy, and he's dead in that coffin because the military never responded. And then she has the absolute audacity to tell these parents, this has nothing to do with politics. This is about being just a savage moron. Tells those parents, don't worry, we're going to arrest the guy that made this videotape, and we're going to redeem, something for your son out there in the coffin.
Terrible.
I mean, anyone that would do that deserves to have no function in any government.
James Kallstrom also served as senior advisor to the governor for counterterrorism from 2002 through 2007, oversaw all matters relating to counterterrorism and security for the state of New York after 9/11. Give me an update, Jim, where you think we are there. Battle going on in Mosul right now, although it looks like it may have been over after this weekend, but certainly Iraq still up in the air, thwarting attempts at attacks here in New York seemingly every couple of months. Where are we in that battle right now?
Well, I think we're in big trouble. I don't know the detail over there. You can't really believe a whole lot of stuff that comes out of the administration because most of it's lies. I mean, this guy lies about everything. I mean, and who knows? The military is at great disadvantage because of the politicians that put them in harm's way without the right rules of engagement. Who knows what's going on over there? And I tell you, we can't take another 4 years of this. I don't say that. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I consider myself someone that loves this country and want to do the right thing for our people. And it was so stupid to go into Iraq in the first place, in my view, because, now Iran's going to run Iraq. That was the counterbalance to Iran. What a great job we did.
Right.
Let's give them another $150 billion so they can spread that around their terrorist operations. That was really smart.
You make a fantastic point. James Kallstrom, boy, I wish you were back in office right now. I wish you were leading the FBI or Homeland Security or something because you have
right. Coach the Giants. How about go coach the Giants, Jimmy? How about that?
Your head is screwed on very.
I'm too nasty.
You are old school, and I love it. I love it. James Kallstrom, former assistant director of the FBI, and a great man and a hero. And thank you very much for appearing on Bernie and Sid.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. My buddy Mario Salerno checks in. He says that's my favorite guest of all time. Here's the quote. You ready for this? How do you not love a guy who called Harry Reid scum and Anthony Weiner a scumbag in the same interview?
You can't. And we had to dump one thing that the folks were not privy to.
He cursed.
No, look, this is what America's losing. Guys like this.
Old school.
Yeah, we're
PCBS.
We're about to maybe elect a bunch of wussy PC cowards, a bunch of terrorist appeasing, cop hating lowlives.
Will you stop?
1-800-848-9222. Bernie and Sid back after this.